First of all, congratulations, Luciano, on winning another LAN tournament under the name of Nasr eSports. I know you've worked hard to build up this team. I know you've been talking to me. You've been trying to get tips. I've been trying to help you out. So now, after having and acquiring these players, what do you think? Like, what word can you give to these players in order to, reach their ambition?
Look, when I initially started Nasr Esports CS:GO division, I had a vision. You look at the rest of Nasr Esports other divisions. My goal is to always compete in international events, events that are directly from the publishers, World Series, pretty much. And when I wanted a CS:GO team, I personally had no experience on the scene itself. I couldn't tell you how many minors or majors were if my life depended on it, to be quite honest. But I wanted to be, I wanted to take this Arab region as a whole with me internationally. I want to be on the big stage. My dream is to have my guys on the big stage, win or lose, but be on the big stage. That it's a proud feeling. So with the lack of experience and knowledge that I had in CS:GO, I needed to kind of find something that was already established. It's not like the other teams that I can start from the ground up. So I found the team, Risky Gaming. You were part of it. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, you were one of the founders of the team. I'm not sure. But bottom line is I found these guys, a group of 5 young guys. They had a good synergy. They played together for quite a while. And I spoke with them and I told them my dream basically and where I want to see them. Uh, you know, Unfortunately, throughout the entire year, we had a lot of ups and downs. Certain things, had to change in the roster. We were also a new team, so I was learning as I go as well. And we reached the end of the road, and we had everything uh, with us to equip us to do something great during the next year, which is all the mistakes. And I'm glad these mistakes happened because we learned from it as a team. So I sat down, with Breaker, Obed, the team leader. We discussed what we need to do to fix this, what kind of lineup. We needed to make sure that everyone's on the same level of what they want. Yes, competing in the region and winning is great. Competing in a LAN event or online is great, regardless of the ping. But we're really nobody, and we really have not achieved anything if we're not on the big stage. And especially for these guys, they've been playing for 5, 6, 7, 8 years. That's a lot of investment, time, personal money, parents, family. It's a big investment, and we don't live like in Europe or the US where these kind of things are like, all right, let's do it, and then we can go back and get a job. So we needed to pull ourselves together, and now I'm happy with the lineup. I'm happy with with what we've seen. I don't honestly, I couldn't care less about the score. Whether we won or lost today, it makes absolutely no difference to me. What I liked and what I wanted to see is how they are talking together and that motivation, that spark. When I signed these guys, they were Risky Gaming, and there was spark in their eyes, and that faded away, and now it's back, and everyone's happy in it. So that's what I want, and I truly, strongly believe that we can go to the majors. I'm going to do everything in my power to get them everything they need: equipment, travels, coaches if possible. Even nutritionists. We all eat so bad. This new generation, they don't know how to eat, but no, we need everything in my power to actually make it. And the same way I created the legend out of Tekken Master, and Big Bird is in the process of that. I want to create a legend out of these guys outside because they're already legends here, really. I mean, Obeid is like the godfather right now of Counter Strike. Kit Kat has a name for himself as well. Nami and Zop. So yeah, that's pretty much just follow that dream and stick to it. I know we're gonna have downs, but you gotta stay positive at the end of the
So I
day.
want to ask you, I know it's late night. I want to ask you one last question. What word of advice you will give these young, ambitious players? So, as you said, Breaker is the godfather, but for these players who haven't experienced that much,
Uh,
what do you give?
Look, I mean, the best thing to do is, um, for me, for example, I've followed and worked in things that I studied and in things that I was good at, but there was always that gap. And when I decided to follow my dream, that gap was fulfilled. Yes, having a career is important. Having an education is even more important, regardless if you're a good player or not. Education is extremely important, something to fall back on, worst case scenario. But the thing that goes above all of that is that internal passion, that dream about achieving a specific thing. if these guys are serious about playing video games and they do believe that they have the knowledge and power to make it out there, then nothing stops them. Yes, it is hard for us in the region because there's not enough teams and not enough events and not enough exposure for them. But it's not impossible. You know, you've seen it. You got this kid that went to Isa, that went to Hellraiser. Hopefully, we were going to end up doing. I mean, at one point, fourth best team in Asia was Risky Gaming. So it's not impossible. You know, you have Miracle that made it, GH that made it, Tekken Master, Big Bird that made it, Aldosari in FIFA that made it. It is there. It is going to happen. So just don't give up on that dream and stay true to the team you're with. Don't just disband the team because you lost one event. How many events did we lose as Nasr eSports last year? We are still undefeated in LAN tournaments, by the way. We are still in LAN tournaments, but online, we got destroyed so many times. We still stuck together, you know, the core stuck together. And that's the best advice I can give these kids. It's tough, it's a hard road, and there's not enough money in it as a kid in this region. But it is worth it. It is worth it.
Okay, thank you, Luciano.
Thank you.
Thank you.